towards them. And because once again, they made big mistakes, and now they're going to be paying more money. That special ed students 18 to 21 have to go do an extra 8 days of school because they made mistakes. So I will be going to that meeting as my last hurrah. And but of course I try to attend as much as I can, even though they conflict with our land use board. But this time we didn't, so it works out good. I know, I gotta check that agenda, because sometimes those awards can go over. So, but that is it, thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Duda.
Yes, not my favorite part. Yes, promise tonight is my last after prom breakfast. I don't even have kids in school anymore. Tell Mayor Felter he can have breakfast back. I'm retiring as of this evening. To comment on a couple of people with the lawsuit, I was just as shocked as you when we read it. So I don't know whoever it is. I'm sure it'll surface eventually. I'm gonna go back to the prom kids. I love seeing them in their outfits. It's the prettiest thing ever when they're just dancing, because we cheat and get a DJ for the after prom breakfast, and we dim the lights at St. Thomas, and they dance all in the corner. And I love the fact that the officers come in their suits and they tuck themselves away in the other corner, so they allow the kids to have fun. I think they have as much fun.
Who's Officer Fabian's date? Sergeant McCarthy.
Well, we feed them as well.
Yeah, I don't know if
probably
they'll be there tonight, but our officers will definitely be there. I don't know if those two will be there, because it'll be a long day for them.
I do have a question for our sign mayor. So I went up by the reading garden, but there's no sign for the reading garden at the bottom of the piece. Why not?
I don't know. I'll take a look.
Can you make that magically appear? I'm sure the juniors would love it. I know I couldn't remember what name was up top, but I mean, it's just such a pretty garden up there, and I think that everybody just thinks that it's for kids up there.
The administrator is writing it down diligently.
Peaceful place to sit.
It was actually constructed by volunteers and Girl Scouts in honor of a third grade teacher in White Rock who was very well loved. And, obviously it's been quite a while since that was originally constructed.
Will you take the book out?
No, I walked around it. It's very pretty. You're so fresh. And just make sure everybody votes on Tuesday. Do your due diligence. You can vote early.
No.
You voted in Mount Arlington, and there's like a tiny little cabin, like Camp Jefferson cabin.
I went there today.
Oh, yeah?
It's a little senior center. It is the cutest thing. And that's it for now. It's highly busy.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Councilman Schultz.
I did my best to make at least the Memorial Day parade on my side of town, but I failed on that day. I had to work that day. I had to work. I don't get any holidays right now, so I was just late, but my wife and daughter were able to attend meetings. So I am signed up for the Miss Log, so I already paid my money for that, so I know I'll make that. And definitely going to be over. It's on my calendar.
Chamber Crips.
Do the ribbon cutting for the trails on Saturday. I like the fact that we have a new publication that has our news, the Forest County Focus. I mean, I referenced a few things for myself that I didn't realize. We do mosquito spraying along Weldon Road. As a bug nut, I'd like to see what kind of materials they use. So, high school has a DECA fundraiser, so I may participate in that if I wiggle my time into that. And there's other good news there. So it's at least it's another outlet for our town to rather than Facebook and all the social media. I just heard about this for the first time about our 3 shootings or 3 suicides this week. It's close home to me because I did lose my brother to suicide approximately 30 years ago. So I know what those people are going through. I know what the families are going through. And definitely, I feel it and I will be praying for them. And my last bit of information regarding, I know it's not us, it's schools, but do you know the Prudential Center? everybody knows Convention
Newark?
Center, New Jersey Devils, they have numerous concerts. It's owned by the Newark Housing Authority. They don't pay taxes, they don't pay property taxes on that. With all the revenue they bring in Newark, you know, it could be somewhere between $6 and $8 million that they pay property taxes on. They can put towards their schools rather than take away from ours. So I just found that bit of information out, and I'll leave it at that.
If they just paid their fair share of watershed property, the opposite would be added again.
Sure.
Here,
There's what I was thinking.
Okay, so I attended the American Legion Memorial Day ceremony, and speaking with Russ Jenkins, the commander there after, it's amazing what that Legion is doing. More and more throughout the northern New Jersey anyway, the American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, they're striving to keep their doors open. And Russ Jenkins and his board and his crew were able to actually expand the membership there by approximately 10% over the last 5 years, 10% a year. And a lot of that are amazingly enough, the sons of the American Legion, because so many people in newer generations, mine, never drafted. I mean, I did ROTC for 2.5 years in college. That's the closest that I came. But according to Mr. Jenkins, the Sons of the Foreign Legion are growing tremendously. And obviously it lets people realize what most of their fathers, a couple of their mothers have done in the past. And that's great. And they also, I've noticed their solar panel that they have on the field there. We used to practice on that field with the soccer teams, traveling soccer. And they said that they're actually locked into, hard to believe, with electric going through the roof this month, 8 cents a kilowatt hour because of the deal that they cut with the installation. They're locked in for 20 years, so I thought that was phenomenal to hear that. They had 180 people, I think as mentioned by Mr. Dunham. They had 180 people that they served lunch for, which is amazing. The field was completely covered with cars, because the weather was so good. Their parking lot only holds 70, so I mean, by far the biggest turnout I've been going to those for 20 years now, and by far not even close to the biggest turnout. Jeff Elam spoke, the retired general who lives in our town here. He was the keynote speaker. He was also an engineer here. His father was an engineer way back before we moved here, I think. Maybe the mayor. I remember him a little bit now. Yeah. Mr. Mayor.
What's that?
Mr. Elam's father was an engineer.
Oh, yeah, he was our engineer for water for many years. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, it's just brought back a lot of memories.
The interesting thing of that Legion is they don't advertise that Memorial Day ceremony. You can't find that anywhere. I tried.
I tried to get the date.
They don't advertise it. Like almost 200 people show up.
They're probably smart not
Yep.
not to advertise it. Word of mouth gets them a huge crowd. So the lake's going to be really busy with the Chamber of Commerce on the 26th of this month, of course, with the fireworks on the 27th, and the mayor had mentioned the Veterans Cruise on the 28th. So there's 3 straight days of big activity on the lake right there in a row. And I try to just touch real quick on this thing that's pending, this suit thing. We can't go into any detail, just the general of what's in the public domain. I have no idea where that information came from. Most of it, the council doesn't have readily available information to whatever they were able to compose there as far as the legitimacy of it or the accuracy of it or where it came from or whatever. But with regard to this suit thing, Mrs. Milliken, I know in the past we paid a nice premium to the Morris County GIF, the Joint Insurance Plan.
We're in the statewide insurance fund.
Yeah, okay, just to that. And the GIFs a lot of times will support municipality and protect the taxpayers for getting lawsuits. And I was wondering, some
We filed
correspondence.
it as soon as we were served with it, we filed it with statewide, we're waiting for them to get back in touch with us, and it's not.
If for some reason we're not covered, and I hope that we are, because it is a protection for the taxpayer, and we do pay the premiums and everything a lot. If we're not covered, can the council be notified as to the reason why?
Yep.
They will
Okay.
supply us a letter indicating if we'll be covered or not. So.
And the reason?
Be happy to provide it.
Okay, that'd be great. I'm hoping that it does work out, because that would really be fantastic. We'll be protected by that group that we don't always go to for a lot of assistance, especially with legal exercises. And is there any other comments, council? Or? No? Okay, so we'll move on. Okay, resolution 25-156, authorizing the payment of the bills. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any comments? No? Yeah, I'd just like to thank Mrs. Garuda, because she spends a lot of time, she always goes over these bills. I think it's fantastic that she takes the time to do that. And, okay. Tommy, roll call.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator. Yes. President Berman.
Yes. Next, resolution 25-157, resolution of the governing body certifying the annual audit. Is there a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator. Yes. President Berman.
Yes. Okay, resolution 25-158, resolution, Township Council, Jefferson County of Morris, authorizing the repayment agreement with Hines Realty Holdings, LLC, for sewer fees. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? Okay, just real quick, this is for the Betsy Ross Diner, who started actually providing their sewage to the Township of Jefferson in July of 2022. Okay,
I paid the hookup fee, but never got charged for the service.
inadvertently it built up and